Alright, what's going on YouTube? We are doing the Pond of the Sage on veteran mode. We have our level 10 here. Everything is maxed out. And then for the reinforcements, well, let's go to the towers first. For the towers, we have the Boomerang, the Inferno Mage, the Ogre Warrior Den. I swapped it out for the other reinforcements or other barracks. We have the Spectre's Mausoleum and the Goblin Rocket Riders. For our upgrades, we have a full upgrade tree. Of course, being this is the elite level, I chose the tanky guys with the Inferno Nova and the Demon Guards as opposed to the Hellion Tridents. I feel like these guys are a little bit stronger, a little bit better for what we're trying to do. And then, of course, we have our Soul Impact tree all the way upgraded as well. Let's go ahead and hop right into the level. So, starting off this level, we get a nice little cutscene. This guy's the Pawn, the Sage Master. Now we'll put a mausoleum at the top roundabout area all the way to level 4, and then we're gonna put another mausoleum at the bottom, same roundabout, kind of the closer roundabout. Then we're gonna put a Inferno. I believe we do Inferno. The little checkpoint, yeah. So Inferno, level 4 mausoleum, top bottom, and then an Inferno at the top as well. And this is a good level. This is a very challenging level with a suitably difficult final boss. You can see him just sitting there with a smug little face. He's gonna wreck us at the end. No, he's gonna try to. So we're gonna put our stuff here and do the usual, clump them up, drop a Soul Impact to kill out the chasers. Nice early way to start quick way to start the first couple of levels. And again, we don't want to put our reinforcements too far back because then the chasers will just jump right to the guys and give them a massive head start. So put your stuff down. You can see the little tanks at the bottom. We're definitely going to want to put the reinforcements down. We can't let the guys get out of range at the bottom. They have to stay in that mausoleum range at the level 4. And our hero is just pretty much going to solo stuff at the top and just kind of stand in that little tri-point area with the rockets, the Infernos, and the mausoleum. We also have to be careful not to let the enchanters get too many enchanting bubbles off because that will be just very, very annoying. So the key part of this level to survive the early couple stages, that's really the hard part, I think, is getting past the first couple stages. You will just get absolutely wrecked if you do not build your towers in a very specific way. So we need that tank thing to die, and you'll see there are just going to be massive amounts of chasers coming at the bottom wave that we have to have the mausoleum kill off. So level 4 mausoleum will kill them, but you have to make sure you have that those tanks dead first. So bottom lane is taking care of itself. Our hero is going to move back a little bit. We got to be careful that enchanter coming down the top center lane is not going to get too many enchants off. We're going to quickly build an Inferno Mage level 3 in the back roundabout, or the top roundabout area, and we're going to put an Inferno Mage at the bottom roundabout area. And then between those mage towers at the top, it should be enough to take out the little flying pesky things, and then the chasers at the bottom are slowly dying. Thanks to the zappers, that should be enough. I think we rush my hero over here to try to stop that, and we drop a Soul Impact. I think that's the only tight moment in this level where I have to drop a Soul Impact to finish off that guy who almost got away. At the top, just plopping down to stop that chaser, or stop the enchanter there, and then my hero is going to stall at that last chaser at the bottom, just to finish him off. Here is where the puffers start popping in. And these things are heavy magic resist, so heavy MR. So we have to have an artillery at the bottom. That's why I built one there. And I immediately put it to level 2 because we want that damage to start coming in. And the mausoleum, even being level 4, is just kind of tickling these guys. It doesn't do a whole lot. So we're trying to keep them in range of the rockets as much as we can by dropping reinforcements down. And our hero is just up there soloing this enchanter. Can't let the enchanters get off the enchanting, but I do move him down to try to stall out these puffer guys, because if they mosey their way past our defenses, we are kind of screwed. So we're putting down a barrack tower there as well, like Ogre Den, and I'm dropping a Soul Impact at the top. And the first couple waves, man, they're very difficult waves, or if you don't plan your defenses just right, they will give you a lot of trouble. So you can see the barracks going on the bottom, and then also a boomerang. These boomerangs are going to be very, very helpful in dealing with these heavy magic resist guys. And at the top, you can also see the puffers are starting to appear. So we're going to use our hero power and upgrade our rockets to try to do as much physical damage as we can. And I'm moving our hero up to just deal with this very easy because there's nothing coming at the bottom lane right now. And the idea is just to clump everything up. We want the rockets to do maximum damage. We want to get a good soul impact off potentially. We just want to clump things up. Also, when the reinforcements die, they explode, which does a little bit of extra damage. So it's all well and good if they don't get too staggered. So we're putting a ogre den at the top and one at the bottom, and you should have your reinforcements or your tower set up like so. As the ogres die, go ahead and just buy new ones so that you can get a little bit of extra stalling power in. You can see our soul impact is almost up, and our hero is just dying immediately because these things do so much damage. But with a good soul impact, that is going to get us into wave number 6. And you can see the demolishers start to appear on the top side. And this is why we need our magic damage. We're relying very heavily on magic damage with just enough physical damage to deal with the enchanters and the other problem monsters. But if you can deal with the enchanters, you are pretty much good to go. Our hero is probably going to have to run him back there. Make sure he doesn't die. And there's some enchanters coming off this top section, middle section. We're going to have our hero to deal with those. The bottom section is, for the most part, taking care of itself with the Mausoleum and the Inferno Tower. I went ahead and upgraded the Inferno Tower at the bottom. And then our hero is just kind of chilling at the top, moseying him back and forth. You want to kind of just, I would say, periodically level up your stuff. Inferno Tower is really important to upgrade. And just kind of play it by ear, whatever you think you need to upgrade. The Inferno Tower at the top, I got to level 4. That's going to be a really important tower. Moving on here. And the Chasers at the bottom, we're going to want to get that other Inferno Tower leveled up. But looking pretty good going into wave number 7, so I call it in a little bit early. And here we're going to get a massive spam of the little flying pesks. And this is going to test your defenses. Make sure you have enough DPS. If you don't have enough DPS, you will inevitably lose a life, and that is not what we're trying to do here. So make sure you have enough. Between the Mausoleums and the Infernos, we should have enough DPS. I noticed the puffer guys at the top are starting to clump up again, so I'm moving my hero over. And with that level 3 rocket, that should do quite a bit of damage here if we can get a couple good shots off. So hero's doing a good job of stalling out. At the bottom, they are slowly dying, so just it's a pretty easy wave. It's just kind of a wave that gives you cash, and if as long as you have enough damage, we're gonna get our first level 4 rockets at the top with the money we got from killing that demolisher. Heroes back up again. We're looking pretty healthy, and that is the end of wave number 7. Going into wave number 8 now. We got a nice reset there. And just more of the same. Massive spams. You can see they're coming from the top or the bottom long ways and the center on the bottom. So we're gonna you have the fully upgraded Mausoleum and the Inferno Mage Tower. And I put out my reinforcements for my hero power just for safety. Those spears do a lot of damage to the flying things. And our hero is over at the top on the long stretch to help deal with some of these enchanters. You can see they're getting a little bit too close for comfort on the bottom, so I had to drop a soul impact there just for safety. And I upgraded the Goblin Tower as well at the bottom. Felt like I needed to do that. I also put an Inferno Mage Tower at the top, right next to our choke point. But we survived that. A little close, but not too bad. Call things in, going into wave 9 now. Our defenses are starting to shape up pretty nicely. Another little thing here is when the Chasers jump, that's when most of their damage is dealt. So you'll notice like one guy will jump onto your trolls and they'll deal they'll almost die just from jumping on them. Which is super frustrating. Sometimes you don't even really want the trolls to be there because it just gives the Arabians so much extra ground. They can skip past a lot of your defenses. Fortunately, that's really the only enemy you have to worry about giving an advantage with your trolls. So I think the slight downside of having the trolls there is worth it because it's so important to stall things out later on. The Inferno Tower is now fully upgraded on the top side. So we have 2 fully upgraded Infernos, 1 fully upgraded Mausoleum. And these Infernos are going to be important. I tried to play the game with just mass Mausoleum spam, but I realized that as the later levels came in, I didn't have enough damage to kill off some of this stuff. So it was more important to get the Infernos because they can get the Corrupting Runes and also the teleportation and the AoE damage. So dropping a Soul Impact at the bottom, trying to kill off some of these enchanters. And I upgraded the rockets to level 3, soon to be level 4. Our hero is going to mosey his way down to the bottom. We just got massive amounts of the chasers coming at the top, so they should die to the rockets and the Inferno Towers. We just have to make sure these enchanters die. But so far, so good. I like the Boomerang Towers. They're one of my favorite towers. They're just so... it's hard to use them. They don't do a ton of damage. They're kind of almost like a supportive tower, so you have to use them very specifically. And if you can, at all possible, try to prevent the enchanters from charging those crystals, because they disable your towers, and sometimes that can be pretty devastating. Simply dropping air reinforcements on top of them will stop them from charging the crystals, though. Now, this wave 11, we have a fully upgraded artillery at the bottom and the top. And I would just upgrade your Ogre Den as needed. Right now, they're both level 3. The puffers at the top are getting a little bit too close for comfort, so I upgrade the Inferno Mage. And I put in a Boomerang. I'm also rushing my hero over there to try to stop this stuff. Quickly getting a level 2 Boomerang. And that should be enough to kill these things off. The Demolishers, they're pretty slow. And surprisingly, despite how threatening they look, they don't do that much damage to your hero or reinforcements, so you can actually stall them out for a while. And as they kind of just walk the gauntlet, they will die without too much stalling, provided you have the damage. So our hero is dead. We're going to need to take care of these puffers on the top. It's a little bit threatening. And we're just getting really good damage, though, off that artillery. And we're dropping a Soul Impact just because they're all starting to clump up. The chasers coming at the bottom, they should die. We have enough damage from the Mausoleum. I did get a fully upgraded Boomerang Tower at the bottom now to help deal with some of the stuff. And it's kind of great because as they start to clump up, you'll get AoE damage for the Boomerangs. You can see this is really going to be helpful here, killing off some of these enchanters. Just shreds them. And going into wave 13 here, I got a fully upgraded Ogre Den on the top side. These guys are very tanky. They last a long time. And look at that Boomerang shred, just killing those guys. So much damage, so much fun. Man, that's a lot of fun. If only there wasn't so many highly armored guys, I would build a lot more Boomerangs. But 2 fully upgraded Boomerang Towers, and all of our towers are basically maxed out at this point, going into wave 13. The Chasers, with the Boomerangs and the Mage Towers, don't last very long. We just have to be... now it's a matter of just microing or managing our wave. So we're going to drop a Soul Impact at the bottom, dealing with the enchanters, having a hero at the top, dealing with some of the blue enchanters. And it's just going to be up to you to effectively upgrade your towers at this point once you're going to have your towers laid out correctly. And make sure your hero doesn't die. Make sure you're using your reinforcements effectively. But you should have a pretty good time. I'm getting some upgrades into the artillery. I think that's going to be really important. And wave 14 is almost complete. Going into wave 15. Looking pretty solid. Getting ready for the very difficult final boss fights. I put some points into the Mausoleum. I want that max DPS. I'm going to get some points into the Corrupting Runes on the Infernos as well. That's going to be very important for the boss fight to try to get as much damage on him as we can. I'm trying to micro my hero. I don't want him to die. If I see him get low, I'm just going to pull him back. And we get a nice, it's kind of last ditch effort for these Demolishers. They die very quickly to our Mage Towers though, so we're not too worried about that. I would be much more concerned with the Enchanters than I would be with the Crystal Demolishers. So you can see they're coming at the top and the bottom now. Thankfully that Boomerang Tower makes short work of those things. Another Soul Impact coming at the bottom as they all start to clump up at the fork. And the end is near, so if you made it this far, I wish you the best in the final boss fights. For the last final upgrades, I'm just putting stuff into the enchanting runes. The bottom should be fine. I might drop a reinforcement there. And our hero just came back up. So you can see when they're with the corrupting runes, they just do so much damage. The Inferno Towers. And that should be it. Yep, there we go. One last little burst there. 1, 2, 3. You're done. That's it. I'm frogging angry. Oh my gosh. Polynix the Wise. He will insta-kill anything you put in front of his way. So any reinforcements or hero power. Just gets gobbled right up. So be careful with him. I move my hero to the bottom. Because I know that I don't want him to just instantly die to the boss. But, yeah, the only thing I can say is just, your mage towers, if you can isolate him as much as possible, your inferno towers will do a lot of damage. That's really the point. You want to try to kill off the other stuff quickly, so you can give your towers as much chance as possible to kill him. When he's isolated, obviously, he's going to be taking a ton of damage. You can see he's at about 75% health, and we're just moving our hero to help deal with anything that gets a little bit close to our checkpoints. A massive amount of enchanters are coming in the bottom. And he's going to teleport back and forth between the waves. You can see he just gobbles up anything you put in front of him. So it doesn't heal him, but it does kill your stuff. If you are in a pinch, you can, at a last-ditch effort, try to put stuff in front of him just to slow him down a bit, because he takes time to eat. So even though it does instantly kill your stuff, it takes him a second to do that. But I would recommend trying to save your hero just to kill off some of the enchanters instead. He's about half HP now, a little bit less, so he's getting a little bit too close to our checkpoint. We're a little bit worried now. I put points into the corrupting runes. That final Inferno Tower is going to be really important. I drop a Soul Impact to try and slow him down as much as possible. And I'm just doing everything I can to stall out the other guys to try to give my Inferno Mage the best chance I have of killing him. He's getting close, but it's a pretty close fight. Can see everything else is really dying. I'm moving my hero, I think, over here now to deal with some of the bottom stuff. And it's really going to be up to this final Inferno Tower in our Testicoils. We get a nice eruption, and he is just a sliver of HP now. Maybe 2 shots, 3 shots will do it. Our hero standing there too. He gets gobbled up, but that buys me some precious time. And with one more Inferno Mage shot, we managed to kill him off. Goodbye. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope you found that entertaining. I will see you in the next video. Have a good one.